because each of these things has a value in it. So you could turn this into another version of the same problem and say, I have some more general model of large-scale structure, like say something that can produce all 4 of these patterns, and let me find the best representation on these kinds of things. So given that I can specify that kind of supermodel, then I could try to solve the problem. In the application specifically, it's a little bit more delicate. So a lot of times what we do is we start with k really small and see how well that does, and then increase it. We also do some sensitivity analysis. Like say, for instance, we use Bayes factors to choose k. We ask sort of where does the thing start looking like it's going to crap out. And we say, OK, somewhere in this region things look reasonable. Let's look and see what's going on there. The other thing we do is we talk to the domain experts. So in the applications of neuroscience, for instance, there's a classic representation of the large sort of regions of the brain that has 12 regions in it. And what we found when we applied the weighted block model to the neuro data is that our method said 10. And we talked to the domain experts, and they said, well, we're pretty sure your method is crap, because we have a lot of reason to think that 12 is the right number, because we've done these experiments, we know about this function and that function. So we went back and said, OK, maybe the assumptions in the model are not the right assumptions. So let's first of all tell it 12, and then let's initialize the search at the domain experts' knowledge for what the partition should be, and let our method refine those. And what we found was something really interesting. So the brain is a spatial structure, and the groups correspond to these sort of cuts through the material. What our method did was it took parts of one region and moved them to a region next door. So it suggested that there is a refinement that possibly that you could do here based on the structure of the network. So that was essentially talking to the domain experts helps a lot in these kinds of applications. Clayton, I thought you had a question.
Yeah. So you had dynamics on your sort of future thing, but I bet you have some